everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's training. Super excited because today I have a special guest. I have a special guest today. His name is Akbar Sheikh. He's a great friend of mine. We just spent some time together in Dallas at the GHL SaaSpreneur Advanced Mastermind. And now I know Akbar Sheikh, for example, as not only as a businessman, but as a husband, but also a father. But also, man, he's killing it in the SaaS game. He did it amazing with ClickFunnels, and now he's doing it here with SaaS. Hey, Akbar, how are you, my friend?
What's up, man? Appreciate you having me here.
Without further ado, I have an audience here who's saying, hey, man, I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to expand. And I want to see what it's like to get past over 100 subscribers. I know you did it quickly. If we could learn from your intel and your insight on how to get over 100 subscribers, that's going to be great. So everyone stay tuned, buckle up, and let's get started. Super excited to have you here, Akbar.
Yeah, man. You know what? We're gonna have a really chill session. I got my kombucha right here. And you know what? It's like I'm treating this like I'm just chilling with some family. Where I'm being totally transparent. I'm not holding anything back. We're not following any sort of webinar template or ethical principles of persuasion. I'm just as if I'm your buddy, as if I'm your family member. I'm just going to tell you exactly what I did, very transparently, very casually, very honestly. I'm going to show you the good, bad, and the ugly, and then I'm going to leave plenty of time for Q&A. You can ask me anything. You know, time and land are two things they're not making anymore. So if you're spending some of your time here, let's really take advantage of that. I will tell you, let me start with this. Let me start with a little positivity. No, I'm joking. It's not positive at all. SaaS is not nearly as easy as I thought it would be. I honestly, you know, the expression went through blood, sweat, and tears to figure out SaaS. I didn't get a mentor because I didn't think it was a big deal, you know? And so it's actually this one of my favorite things to talk about, because if I could save you from some of the headache, and I can because I turn my pain into profits. A lot of the mistakes we made, I created systems so that you don't have to create those. You don't have to live through those mistakes. So I'm really happy and honored to share that with you, because if I could save you from losing some hair, it's an honor. So let me just share my screen here and we'll just jump right into it. I think go ahead, man. If you guys have any questions, just put it in the like as we go along. Like I'll do a Q&A at the end, but as we go along, I can see the chat. So I don't know if you guys can see. Hi, do you guys see that? So if you have any questions, you just put it in the chat, probably, if that's okay. So we're just gonna jump into this. Let me see here. We see you. Cool. So here's the deal. How I started a SaaS and got my first 100 clients. Here's the story. And the reason I'm sharing this story is because I think it's important to, and I think we can relate on a deeper level. So I come from the ClickFunnels world. I did well in it. Love it. Love Russell. Love everything. No complaints. I'm not a tech guy at all. I'm tech illiterate. I joke I'm a funny looking, technologically illiterate brown guy with a name nobody can spell or pronounce. I don't care about any tech difficulties in any platform. It all works. Never had a single complaint about ClickFunnels or Go High Level or frankly, any software. And I say that because I hear a lot of complaints and it's not necessary. We became top 1% in both companies, and it works just fine. So just keep that out of your head. But anyway, I'm just saying everything out of love. You know what I mean? Did really well there. Okay. And here's the story. Basically last year I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, dude, I just hit 40. I'm bald now. And I usually have long hair and I loved my hair. I'm sitting here, kind of go through a little bit of a midlife crisis. My best friend, who's my sister, she got diagnosed with intreatable cancer. So I'm sitting here, I'm semi-depressed. You know, this sounds like one of those webinars, right? Rags to riches. But I mean, it's all true. What can I tell you? This is just the reality of my life. So I'm sitting there, I was semi-depressed. I was really honestly burnt out from the industry. I mean, let me know, you know, if any of you guys have felt like that. And I really started looking for other opportunities. I tried all sorts of things. I tried cryptocurrency. This is like, I found this image online, but honestly, it's a pretty accurate representation of like my crypto. I lost a good, was it multiple six figures? I lost a crap ton of money in crypto. Wasn't really my thing. I'm going to talk about some things that other people don't talk about in the SaaS world. Okay. I'm going to start asking some interesting questions. Was there blessings in me doing crypto? No, dude. It's if very few people have any idea what the hell they're doing in crypto. It's for the vast majority of people, it's just straight up gambling. I do some crypto now, but it's you know, after a lot of battle scars, I figured out a couple little things. But so no, there wasn't really any blessings in it. I mean, I shared this picture. This is a picture, an NFT I bought for $50,000, and the look my wife gave me will basically summarize how crazy the crypto industry is. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, but I still have no idea what the hell crypto even is. We started checking things off my bucket list to see if that went anywhere. So I did like, I always wanted to do some comedy. So I did some stand-up comedy. Honestly, that was a lot of fun. I wrote a children's book about racism, about how not to be a racist. Not a book on how to be a racist. It's a book on how not to be a racist. That was cool. That was fun. And I just did a bunch of stuff. And that, you know, this didn't really go anywhere. There was a lot of fun, but I mean, it didn't go anywhere. All roads seem to point back to coaching. I've been a coach for a very long time, a business coach for a very long time. We've handed out over 80 trophies. I founded the Make More, Give More movement. We've helped our clients collectively make over 200 million, many from scratch, agencies, coaching, blah, 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 all different niches, every color, every gender, every religion, blah, 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 blah. But all roads seem to point back to coaching. So things like this happen. And I'm a big energy guy. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I believe that signs happen and you need to pay attention. Okay. I believe that there's a lot of energetic alignment. So I was so done with the coaching industry. I'm like, dude, I'm out. But then like Michelle came along. Michelle's a client of mine. She has an autistic child. Child couldn't speak. The doctor's like, forget about it. Your child's just not going to speak. Live with it. Michelle's an entrepreneur. She's like, forget you. Michelle developed her own systems and she did her own research. She figured out not only how to get her child to speak, but now her child sings. Then she took our systems and helped nonverbal autistic children from all around the world start speaking for the first time. And she made a crap ton of money in the process, which is why I gave her a trophy. She made like 6 figures right away. I think she's on her way to 7 figures. And I'm like, crap. Like, I just can't leave coaching. There's just too much good happening. Like, we're helping too many people do too much good. Like, dude, we've saved people's lives, like all sorts of crazy stories. So Michelle happened and I felt like that was divine. I was like, okay, crap, I can't leave coaching. But I'm like, I can't do it this way anymore. So I decided to go back, but I needed a kick in the pants. And the reason I'm sharing this is because it was really helpful in my journey when I was pretty lost. I think that events, both virtually, like what you're doing right now with Andy, and in person, are very impactful. So I started going it was event season, and I started going to the ClickFunnels event, picked up a Ducom Club. I didn't even know I was getting one. I went to Onyx Singal's event. That was a lot of fun. I went to the Go High Level event. Now, check it out. It's like a year and change ago. I sat all the way in the back row. And it was the first time I've ever been there. And I'm listening, I'm like, holy crap, where have you been? And I'm like, next year I'm going to speak on stage and I'm going to collect the gold award. And I did. And this is just me and one of the other top earners just fooling around with some marketing stuff in my office. But the reason I'm sharing all this with you guys is because there's this Arabic saying called without harkat. I'm probably butchering it, but it's something like no harkat, no barkat. And what that means is here's one definition. When you walk towards God, God runs towards you. In other words, like, you're not going to sit here watching Netflix and divine intervention is going to sit on your lap telling you how to get 100 clients. Like, in order to get a result, you got to move towards it. Like, you got to take action. Like, I left my family, my wife, my kids. I traveled all around and went to all these freaking events and, like, you know, travel and airplane, hotels and all this stuff. Like, I went there to go seeking knowledge and seeking guidance and like, where do I go? And I got some because I made the effort, just like you guys are doing right here, right now, by attending Andy's wonderful training. Let's move on to the next slide. So Robin, who's the co-founder of GHL, I told him, bro, I'm leaving. I'm retiring. I can't stand this anymore. He's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. He came to my office. He's the founder, one of the founders of Go High Level. And he's like, dude, you have all this information, just package it and sell as a SaaS. And because I was so tired, sick and tired of hunting to eat. I was so tired. I come from the high ticket world. I was so tired of hunting, hunt, eat, hunt, eat, hunt, eat. But with SaaS, you're chilling a little bit. You know, if you set it up right, big asterisks. If you set it up right, you get to chill a little bit. So Robin and I, you know, we mapped out in the back there, you see, we mapped out like a little SaaS business. It was awesome. And then I went and built it. Robin's one of the coolest guys out there. So then I had to create the offer and I showed Robin some stuff. This is literally me writing it down, like in my manual. You can actually see some of the stuff. I had a goal, GT 200, get 200 clients, $497 a month. All my infrastructure is duplicated on their dashboard. They're going to get daily hands-on mentorship. And you guys could take a picture of this and kind of copy, because this is my original business plan that we actually did, and it's worked well. And I even said like how they're going to get onboarded. What's the anti-churn department going to look like? And if you look at this asterisk here in the bottom, guys, it says the key is to do everything with beauty, a beautiful company with the right intentions. I'm like, bro, there's no, I'll tell you one thing, guys, there's no blessings in the guru culture. Look at me, look at my Lambo, look at my Rollie, look at my jet, look at my wife, look at my this, look at my that, look at my I play with all those boys in the green room in all these events. They're all broke, dude. There's no blessings in it. There's no blessings in the guru culture. There's some blessings in SaaS though, if you do it right. And that's another deeper topic that we can discuss, you know. And I started talking, looking at expenses and who is this for and stuff like that. Okay. And then I made a to-do list, and we can go over this later, but I just made my own. And guys, so I think that the reason I'm showing you all this, guys, is like the lesson. I literally sat down in one sitting, boom, here's some business plan, boom, here's my to-do list, boom, let's get to work. I'll tell you one thing, guys, I've made a lot of online millionaires. I've handed out over 80 trophies. I've interviewed most of them. You want to know one of the main differences between the one that make it and the ones who don't? Size of action they take and speed of implementation. Let's go. I got this idea. I like it. It's going to make sense. It's going to make me happy. Let's build. You know, I just sent a message to my private, I have a private WhatsApp community for my clients, and I'm always talking to them. And I sent them a voice message today. I was frustrated today, man. I live in Dallas. We had a storm. And I mean this with all due respect. We had like and it was a really bad storm. Like, truth be told, like it was really windy and the power went on and off. And it was cool. Like, I actually enjoy stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. I love lightning and thunder. It excites me. I don't know. And wind and stuff. But anyway, people from all over, oh, Akbar, like, are you okay? Like, I heard there's a storm. Is everything all right? I'm getting texts from everyone. I'm like, guys, I want to tell you guys something right now. There's not a single successful person I know that asked me if I'm okay from the storm. If you are talking about the weather, when your body is hungry, your stomach growls. When your body is thirsty, your throat dries. When you're super stressed out, your body makes you anxious. Okay? Your body tells you what's up. If you're talking about BS and the weather and this and that, you are not in build mode. You are not in flow mode. That is a very good sign. If you catch yourself talking about BS, talking about people to the weather, hey, the weather, oh, I heard it rained, is it okay? All this crap. You are not in flow mode. You are not in build mode. It's a very good indication for you, and a wake-up call, like, oh, dude, okay, let me get to building. You see what I'm saying? Let me get to the next slide. I'm just looking at the chat here. The storms have been crazy. Yeah, they have been, but you know, okay. So now I had to launch. Okay. You guys getting value out of these stories so far? Let me know in the chat. So now I had to launch. So I decided there's many different ways to launch, guys. Okay. And I've done all different types of launch. I just felt like doing a local event in Dallas. That's just how I felt like doing it. So that's the launch that I did. Okay. This is a picture. It was a free event. I named my software GiveTech because it's the software behind the Make More, Give More movement. And we're all about giving. So GiveTech is just the name we came up with. And I dyed my beard here, as you can see. And I just hosted a free event, marketing. I just did a couple of posts, and stuff like that. Yeah, I do have a little bit of an audience. That's true, but I started from scratch and I started with no audience and I built it all organically. That's a little bit of a different conversation, but everything I'm talking to you, a lot of this I did organically, but you can do all of it in a paid way too. There's no excuses. So I did an event and the event format was this. I literally just showed them like how to get, and guys, I have a gift where everything I teach is applicable to everyone. That's my teaching style. Like the way I teach is applicable to any one of you at any stage. And if anyone feels any different, please put it in the chat and I'll show you how it's a little different. So whatever it is that you're selling or want to sell your SaaS, that's what I was teaching. So for example, I'm a business coach, and a lot of coaches and people who want like high ticket businesses, like they buy from me. So I showed from a tech point of view for hours, what's the infrastructure look like of a 7-figure coaching business. I showed all the nuts and bolts. I showed all the funnels. I showed all the email sequences, all the text sequences, all the fulfillment, all the CRM stuff. As if someone's trying to buy my business, and write this down, as if someone's trying to buy my business and they want a total 100% transparent behind the scenes tour of every nut and bolt and how everything works and my life's work. How do we set up this machine? That's all I did, is I just showed everything. And then at the end, I'm like, hey, dude, I spent years and endless dollars building this. You want to do that? Or do you want to just get my SaaS and it's all in there in the back end already there, right as we speak? Boom. You see what I'm saying? This poor desk that I'm beating the hell out of is gonna break. I'm pretty sure, but that's okay. I don't mind. Okay, so boom shakalaka, I had proof of concept because we made 10 sales. By the way, this is a little misleading. There were not 10 sales at $497. These were 10 sales. Some of them were selling at lifetime, so they're more expensive. Some were like 15,000, some were $497, some were $997. Anyway, the point is, I was testing different prices. The point is, it worked. Proof of concept, we made 10 sales, okay? From a free event. And the event is very cheap, by the way. There was not a lot of expenses to the event at all. I mean, I think it was like 1,000. Let me think. I don't know, a couple of thousand, maybe something. So now there was a proof of concept. Now it was time to scale this. And by the way, guys, obviously I don't have like, I'm doing a little bit of an overview. So if there's any detail that I'm not going over, please ask. So now proof of concept, but now it was time to scale, but God had other plans. We got a phone call. This is a really profound picture. We got a phone call from my father-in-law, not from my father-in-law, from my in-laws in Australia. It was like a Monday morning. My father-in-law had an accident. He's not in good shape. That was Monday morning. Monday night, we were on a flight to Australia, my entire family and I. This is my father-in-law teaching my son how to water plants. And then by the time we got there, my father-in-law passed away, and that same boy was watering, his grave. He passed away. Accident, tragic accident, actually kind of a beautiful accident. He was actually he was an elderly man. He was standing on a chair, hanging a picture of his mother in his farmhouse. And he lost his balance and he fell off the chair while trying to put up a picture of his mom at his age, which I thought was a really beautiful story. And anyway, he passed away, and that caused chaos in the family. We had to stay there for months. It was a very messy situation. We don't have to get into the details of like, their personal business. It had to do with like estate and like, all that stuff you see on the movies, right? Where like all these crazy family members come out and want a piece of the estate and blah, 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 blah. You've seen it all in the movies. It was chaotic. We had to spend months in Australia. This was in January. And then after that, I had to come back home because they called me and said, man, my sister, who was, supposed to have many years to live, they're like, she's not doing good at all, that your sister needs a miracle. So I had to come back home and basically try to find the cure. As crazy as this sounds, like that was my mission. They're like, your sister's not doing good. You need a miracle. That's what they told us straight up. So I was like, well, shit. Okay. I guess I got to go find the cure. And I say that because I think that it's a good mindset, that like, I truly believed that, well, shit. All right. I guess I got to go find the cure to cancer. Never mind the billions of dollars and all the top scientists in the world that have been trying for decades and decades. Never mind that, me, the crazy internet marketer who can't even spell, who's tech illiterate, I'm going to find the cure. And by the way, you want to know something? I truly believed it. And I share that with you because sometimes you need an interesting kind of mindset like that to succeed. So Anyway, we tried all sorts of crazy things like a million MCs of vitamin C and stuff like that. That's an actual picture. But anyway, so my sister ended up unfortunately passing away. So all this to say, in 2023, how did I get my first 100 clients, keep them happy without really working much? Not because didn't want to, but because my full-time job was really to find the cure to cancer. So now we're going to get into the meat of it after some story. When I was preparing for this presentation for you guys, I have no idea where the hell this slide came from. I don't think I made it, but I read it and I thought it was cool. So I just left it in there. I have no idea what it means. I mean, wait, maybe I do. Let me read it again. Painters love to paint. Smart painters enjoy painting. Honest painters can't live without painting. Honest painters don't feel like life is worth living without painting. I don't know. I just liked it. I have no idea where the hell this slide came from, but I just left it in there because I thought it was interesting. Anyway, all right, guys, let's get into the meat of it. So I wanted to share some background and story, but let's get into the meat of it. How do you get 100 clients? How are we doing on time? I think we're doing just fine. Number one, guys, and most people don't talk about this. Why? Because most of this marketplace is fueled by the hustle culture. The hustle culture doesn't believe in this. So I operate in the area called the giving culture. Meaning we start everything by intention. Why the hell am I doing this? Because we can do anything we want. Why am I doing this? My intentions are pure. And by the way, take a screenshot of this or write it down or whatever. You want to buy this book. It's a great read. If you're a true entrepreneur, it's a lot of fun. I actually giggled at the end of it because it's like an entrepreneurial, but it's like, if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to get a kick out of it. Anyway, my intention was to build a SaaS to sell it, like straight up. I'm just like, hey, dude, I just want to sell it and buy a piece of real estate and live off of that. And then, well, actually, let me make my plan crystal clear. Build up a cool SaaS, and you got to get the numbers right. Sell it for an amount where you can buy a piece of real estate that you can live off of that rental income. And that's what people call it, FU money. Although in the giving culture, we have a much more friendly name for that. I'm just saying that because that's the popular terminology. But anyway, it's called safety money. It's like, hey, dude, I don't have to work anymore. The bills are being paid. And then I wanted to take that time and explore my creative side. Remember I told you I did some stand-up comedy. I wrote some kids' books. I wanted to continue that a little bit and keep exploring my creative side. So that's the plan. And I'm happy to say we're on track for that. So the intention was to build the SaaS company to sell it. Now, the reason that's important is because that makes you operate differently. Because you know your path. No, there's not a single captain in the planet who's going to step foot inside a boat unless they know exactly where they're going, right? So you have to know that. And of course, my intention was, dude, I'm sick of hunting. No more hunting. I don't want to hunt anymore. I'm going to hunt a little bit right now to get some clients, but then they're going to be reoccurring and I don't have to keep hunting. I'm going to have clients paying me every month. And now I have had that for a while. We've had a good kind of core and they pay and it's nice. My bonus intention, and I feel like this is really important. I don't know what the hell this image is. When I Googled images for Feels Right, this came up and I just really liked it. SaaS just feels good to me, man. And the reason I like the relationship so much as opposed to high ticket, because high ticket's like, all right, give me a chunk of money and you do you, and we're here for you. But the relationship's different with SaaS because check it out. You're paying me monthly. I don't do contracts. And I do that. I don't do that for spiritual reasons, meaning I have contracts, but you can leave anytime. But check it out. If you leave me the first month or whatever, it's not profitable. So I love the relationship, meaning you're only going to stay with me if you're getting results, which means you're the right fit, which I can talk for an hour about that, by the way, which means that you're the right fit and we're solving your problems and it's a win-win relationship. There's not enough of that in the guru world. It's more like people just preying on unintelligent people who think they can just like make passive income online, which there's no such thing unless you're buying like a stock, like a mutual fund or something like that. But it just felt good to me. It felt very honest and real and transparent and win-win. So that's why I love SaaS. I decided my other intention was to create a jeans and shovel offer. So basically just playing off of what I just said, I'm like, dude, I'm just going to give them everything they need to win. Like, it just makes so much sense because check it out. Like people were paying, like I was paying like 800 plus a month for Kajabi and Active Campaign and this and this and this. And I'm like, shit, I'm going to give you all that for $497 a month. So you're already saving money and it's already better because it's under one platform. But on top of that, me and my dream team are now going to work with you hands-on every day for free. Me, my copywriter, my funnel guy, my traffic guy, my mindset person, my tech team, my one-on-one coach, working with you for free. Hello. That's what feels right. That's what feels good. And I'm telling you all this, guys, so you can create an offer like this that's just like, damn, dude, this just makes sense. This is sexy. I like this. Only when you feel like that, in my world anyway, is when you're going to scale. Remember, guys, I don't operate, but with like, I'm not like a science guy or a numbers guy or a data guy and all that. I'm an energy guy, right? Like it's got to align with me for me to grow it. And there's a big blessings in this, guys. The blessings in this model, in the SaaS model, is you're setting them up for success. And I believe that's the missing element for in the pursuit of our happiness, right? Is that and how beautiful is this? And not really, I haven't seen anyone really talk about this, but the blessing is setting them up for success. That's why there's more blessings in the SaaS business, much more than the guru business. Okay. So here's how to create. Now, remember, we're talking about creating a jeans and shovel offer. Okay. This is how you do it. Number one is just to let you know, the blessings. Okay. I'm actually giving you the offer that you're going to sell to people, guys. It's a 3-part offer. Okay. The first thing you do is you give them the blueprint. Okay. The blueprint is how to get the dream result. So whatever the hell the dream result of your ideal client is, that's what you're going to give them. So for me, the blueprint is we're going to give you, a 7-figure mindset. Then we're going to help you package a 7-figure offer, then to give you the right funnel for it, then show you the 12 organic methods that have made millions, then show you how to close sales, then show you how to do what you do best, outsource the rest. That's the how bit. Like we're going to show you all those things. Like that's everything you need to build a 7-figure business. So we're going to show you the how. That's all like video modules, right? Okay. That's the part one, what we give you. And this is how you should make an offer because it's really good. The second thing is help them get the dream result. So offer support. So this is a picture of like me and my dream team. So in other words, guys, offer support to your clients, whether it's you and your team, you don't even have to be involved. I have a director of client success who works for me full time. So they got one job to get my clients a trophy. So you want to make sure your people are getting support. It reduces churn. It does what I call the cow cyclone of wealth. It reduces churn, increases their results, and therefore when they increase the results, they're happier, they refer more people to you. Make sure you get results. And by the way, I can teach you some methods on how to get a lot of support for pennies on the dollar for your clients. Okay. And obviously the last part is the tech part, right? The SaaS part. So this, guys, this is like a screenshot of like my 7-figure coaching business, like all the things needed, right? The funnels, the automations, everything. So I just duplicate all that and put it into, my white label Go High Level, right? And so you do the same thing. So you understand the offer, you show them how to get the dream results. So you give them videos, you get them support, whether it's you or some team members or whatever. And that's really affordable, by the way. And then C, you give them the technology to make their dream result come true. Does that make the sense? Does that make the sense?
This is amazing. This is amazing, Akbar.
Thank you.
Because it's not just, you're not just talking about the mindset, because the mindset is part of it, but it all starts off with intention. But you're also given the tactical know-how on going to get your 100 customers, man. This is phenomenal. Thank you so much so far.
Thank you. Good.
And if you have any questions, be sure to write in the chat box. So I see we're gonna answer it at the end. Steven, you already asked your question. Dean, you already asked your question. So be sure to ask your questions on his presentation, and then we'll do a Q&A towards the end.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm glad there's some value here. The next thing you guys want to do, here's a little hack that I don't know, nobody talks about. You guys see this, like, the thing at the bottom here says, copyright 2018 or whatever. This is like one of my first funnels in 2017, 2018. And, or one of my first funnels for this type of business. And I had an offer, a webinar, and the call to action. I want you guys to pay attention to this, okay? Because remember, guys, success loves speed, all right? And I see so many people procrastinating. Oh, I don't have this. I don't have that. Now listen to me very carefully. This is a webinar from 2017. The end of the webinar, the offer is some like done for you. I'm going to make you some sort of funnel, so something like that. The webinar converts really well, meaning it got me lots of booked calls. I ran things like this, and guess what? When I get people on the phone, I'm selling them a totally different offer. It's not a bait and switch by any stretch of the imagination. It's just, hey, because the point of a webinar is to get them to like you, to give some value to them. So then when they get on the phone to me, for example, if they watched a webinar that said, hey, I'm building you a funnel, I'm like, hey, by the way, I have a mastermind. You know what I mean? And the point I'm trying to make is that worked. And we were making sales off of just some like old marketing, because guys, it does take a minute to create like your, brand new SaaS webinar and this and this and this, and create everything, like all your marketing stuff. It takes a minute. I'm just saying, meanwhile, you could test it. There's no reason to wait. You could test it with old marketing material. It still works. I just thought that was really, really cool. So in other words, guys, like, I'm going to say this with an asterisk. There's no excuses. There's an asterisk. And I'm very careful to say that, because the reality is, guys, the hustle culture says no excuses. But the giving culture says, hey, man, there's seasons. Like maybe you just found out you have cancer, or maybe your dog just died, or maybe whatever, and you're just not in a space where you're ready to grow. If you're in that space, take 5 and come back when you're ready to grow. But when you're ready to grow, yeah, now there's no excuse. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that is important. Okay, let's talk about some marketing I did. And guys, I did this organically, but this strategy works paid as well. So again, no excuse. Real simple. Look at the psychology. I just canceled Kajabi. Found something way better. Well, think about it. Everyone who has Kajabi, they're my ideal audience, because there's some sort of business, coach or agency or course person or whatever. Otherwise, they wouldn't have Kajabi. So I just told all the Kajabi people, hey, I just canceled. I found something way better. Marketing is all psychology. You have to know psychology. So now look at the psychology. Nobody wants to be a schmuck. Everybody wants to, like, what's new? What's the best? What's the latest? So wait a minute, you canceled Kajabi, you found something. What's that? I don't want to be stuck with Kajabi. I want something way better too. What's that? It's my software, GiveTech. Look at that, 200, a lot of comments. You can go to all of them and you say, hey man, it's my thing. Here's a demo. I did that with like Active Campaign and like, oh God, I don't even remember. Like there's so many. I did that with like Active. I just canceled my Active Campaign. I just canceled my Calendly. I just canceled my this, my that, my this. And dude, it was killing it. And so this is how we got a lot of clients, by the way. A lot. How many I don't really know, but a lot. I'm not much of a numbers guy, but a lot. So then you take the sales calls, right? Here you do an organic or paid marketing like this. And by the way, this is like killer on paid. You take the sales calls. Here's a picture of me on the phone, I guess, for congruency. And then boom, 100 clients. Actually, yeah, I got pretty much all my clients from this strategy. It's pretty cool.
One Facebook post.
No. There were a couple, right? One is like I canceled Active Campaign. One's like I canceled Calendly and this and that. But yeah, just from a handful of posts, yeah.
Now I see here it says like make more, give more. Was this your current customers inside of your customers Facebook group?
No, I did this on my personal profile. I also did this in a Facebook group that happens to be my group. It's called the Make More, Give More group. So I did it both places. Yeah, I mostly do things on my personal profile.
Now, was a team involved in this journey, or was the team involved in the marketing of this journey? I'm sure you had a team build out your campaigns, but as far as this part, was the team involved?
Definitely. I mean, I did some of it myself. Definitely had a setter who would talk to them and send them to the demo. But in the beginning, I took all the sales calls. I took most of the calls in the beginning, and you want to do that before you hire a sales team, because you want to make some sales, record it, make an SOP out of it. But I mean, my first 100, I sold most of it myself, actually, because I wanted to, because I loved the data. I loved hearing their issues and their problems, and like, every time I would present the offer to someone, I would get better at it. So I kept refining it. Then you can now systemize it and hire a sales team and this and that.
Was the setter a phone appointment setter or was it a DM setter?
DM. I've never really done phone stuff, honestly.
Okay, okay. So these type of posts from organic went to a DM setter, and then the DM setter got them on the call with you.
That's right. And I refuse to go on the phone with anybody unless they've watched my VSL or webinar that shows exactly
Ah,
what Gift Tech
yeah,
is.
that saves a lot of your time
Yeah.
if you don't do that. So it goes from organic post, DM
Mhm.
setter to VSL, and then from VSL to actual call with you.
Yeah, and you could even, and if you did paid, right? For example, it'll go from like Google ad to like, or it could be, this could even be like a bot thing. Like this is a great bot ad, right? Like if you made this like a bot ad and they replied like, hey, do you want to know what was better than Kajabi? They reply yes. And then it's like, okay, here's the demo. And then they book calls by themselves. And then like, if they didn't book a call, maybe AI bot communicates with them and stuff. So there's many different ways to do it. Like, I don't want you to think like, oh, I don't want to do organic. You don't have to. There's plenty of paid ways to do this exact same strategy.
And if someone doesn't have the team to do DM setter, what's the first way that you would do it if you didn't have the team for the DM?
Hashtag no excuses, man. Like we're so blessed. Like, dude, setters don't cost anything. They take 5% of sales.
I love it.
Sales
I love it.
salespeople don't cost anything. They take 10, 20% of sales.
I love it.
Setters take 5 to 10. So you know, I don't think people realize that.
Right on. Back to you.
Thanks, man. Um, okay, so this is what is this? This is some goal. Okay, so guys, I make goals for myself. And I think that's really important. I remember one day, like this only happened to me. I saw it in the movies, and this only happened to me once in my life. I couldn't get out of bed. I was like, damn, what's going on? Like, I can't get out of bed. This is really weird. And it hit me like divine knowledge. I'm like, damn, I hit all the goals I wanted. Like, I wanted a best-selling book. I wanted a TEDx talk. I wanted like to be on this podcast. I wanted this 2 Comma Club award, blah, 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 blah. And I ran goals. And so my body was like, where the hell are you going? Why should you get out of bed? What are you going to go do? You don't have any goals. So I literally like had to like make new goals. And so I think that's really important, guys. So you can see my goal is to get 100 clients done. Should I write a little bit? I guess so. Why not? Let's have some fun. Get first 100 members. Check. Have dedicated tech department giving one-on-one support, onboarding experience. Check. Finalize price plans. Check. Finalize offer. Check. Create a master list. I'm going to show you that. It's going to be so gold. Check. We never really ended up doing this. Attended SaaS Mastermind. Check. Have ads converting. Nope, we still don't have ads converting because we suck at ads. Talk to all my old clients. No, we didn't. We haven't gotten around to that. Have my entire business using the software. Check. Have my homepage, givetech.io be live. Check. Churn measuring in place. Believe it or not, we actually don't have that yet. It's on the to-do list. Have salesperson taking calls. Check. Win GHL awards. Check. And so, it's fun to do the goals and then make it happen. You know what I mean? I think, let's see here. I think there's more goals. Yeah, anyway, we don't have to go through all of them, but you can take a screenshot if you want to take a look at it. But there's plans, right? I want to have swag, supplements, speak at the high level summit, which I did, have an automated webinar where I'm not selling and they're just buying it on the webinar. We haven't done that yet. Make certifications, lots of cool stuff. It's fun, keeps you busy and stuff you want to do and keeps you moving and growing and stuff. So I'm going to give you some blessing fulfillment tips. Okay. When I first made my first high ticket sale, it was $5,000. When I deposited that $5,000 check in my bank account, my bank balance was $5,000, like $100. Like I had no money. Right away, the first hire I made was a virtual assistant, $5 an hour back then. To this day, I've had it. So I've spent God knows how much money. I've had a virtual assistant now for like around about a decade in that world. And it's been one of the best hires. Another amazing hire is a director of client success. Guys, if you want to keep your SaaS people, you got to make sure they have support. So I hire, and you work your way up to this. You don't have to do it day one. It could be you, but as soon as you can afford it, I have a full-time, she was only got one job and she's a superstar. She only got one job to make sure that everyone has what they need and that they're making progress and that they're winning. Okay. It's really important to do that. And for now, if there's budget concerns, you can actually get a bot. You get like a customer service bot, a coaching bot, you know, things like that. Again, no excuses. I don't want to hear, well, I can't afford that. There's no excuses here, guys, because we're in the digital age. I can't afford a full-time person. Don't get a bot. You understand? So it's like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to like tell you how to love. I'm going to give you one of the best tactics right here, right now. This is the money sheet right here. In the beginning, because nobody taught me, because I didn't get a mentor, because I didn't think SaaS was a big deal, man, I lost a crap ton of money. I had a lot of churn. And the reason was because I didn't have anti-churn mechanisms in place. So here's what I do now. What I found out, I created a master sheet, and maybe there's a better way to do it, but here's what I did. I'm like, okay, here's the client name. Have they been onboarded? Yes. Did Jen onboard them? Yes. Did they get added to the WhatsApp? Did they join our Facebook group? Have they confirmed they canceled all other software and are only using ours? Did we send them the trophy picture? Did we check in with them on June, July, August? And what I noticed is when people called me to cancel, I would go on this shit. I'm like, crap, these guys were never added to the WhatsApp group. They were never added to the Facebook group. So then we eat, sleep, and live off of this sheet where it's like, hey, dude, you make sure that everyone has gotten everything they needed here. You find the formula to win. The formula is you give them lots of support. You know what they need to win. They need the WhatsApp group. They need the onboarding. They need check-ins. They need this. Because people need to, human psychology, people need to feel looked after and loved and cared for. Okay. That's one of the biggest secrets here, guys. People need to feel loved. Guys, we're not selling Netflix here. All right. Netflix is freaking awesome. They entertain me constantly for like whatever it is, $10 a month. We're not Netflix. Okay. We're working with people who need more touch points. Generally speaking, we're working with people who need higher touch points. This sheet saved me a lot of money and gave me a lot of peace and clarity, which for those of you who've been in business for a while, is priceless. So this is a beautiful, sexy thing called the Master List, and I highly recommend it. So guys, nobody promised you tomorrow. So everybody take a second right now, as I learned the hard way, as my 35-year-old best friend died from cancer. Nobody promised you tomorrow. So everyone take a second right now, close your eyes and make your intention. Why do you want to build a SaaS? What do you want to build it to? And what's your mark going to be on this world? Okay. And we're going to take questions. Well, I'll give you guys 10 seconds to do that. Close your eyes, make that intention just right now. Like, success is nothing but a choice, guys. I've been doing this all around the world for many years. I'm like, I used to have hair. I don't have any anymore. Like, I'm an expert in this industry. Success is nothing but a choice. And right now, you either just be like, nah, not for me, or I'm going to kill it. I'm going to crush it. I'm going to retire my parents. I'm going to retire my family. I'm going to make all my dreams come true. I'm going to build that orphanage I wanted to. I'm going to do everything I wanted to do. And I'm going to build this sexy SaaS. So, about to take questions. If you guys want to follow me on Facebook to hear my random rants about business and stuff, just scan this barcode and you could follow me or friend request me or whatever. I mostly post on my personal Facebook. And it's just me having fun and being myself. Cool, guys. Happy to take on any questions about your SaaS journey. Any questions in regard to mindset, offers, strategy, funnels, sales, fulfillment, just anything and everything to do with getting your first 100 clients. You can go ahead and ask me in the chat, or you can unmute yourself, I guess. And here's my fun slide that I found that says any questions.
We have some questions here in the chat box. The first one is Steven. This was actually earlier. One of the things he mentioned, he asked is, hey, you offered lifetime of SaaS, or did you offer your training? And that your training was lifetime?
My guarantees are pretty wild, meaning, like so I've blended and I felt like this is a cool hack for a long time. We blended coaching and SaaS. So I just believe that when you coach people, you get less churn and more results. So, and again, and again, guys, it's a mental thing. Like, don't say like, oh, well, I'm not a coach, this and that. No, you're an entrepreneur. Your job as an entrepreneur is to be a maestro. Your job as an entrepreneur is to be a facilitator. Who said you have to do any coaching? Do you realize that you can get a rock star to come coach your people once a week for like $100, $200? Did you know that? Or actually less, and that's a whole different conversation on how to do that. But adding support, and I call any type of support coaching, is I think a great hack for retaining clients and getting them more results. To answer your question, we offer lifetime on like when we have, so we have different deals, right? We have like a lifetime deal, and that's a lifetime, like, hey, we won't stop working with you until I hand you a 7-figure trophy. Or then we have the monthly at $497, like we can leave whenever you want, kind of thing. And honestly,
and that was the 15,000, right?
uh,
At that time.
at that, we've tested, honestly, and that's another cool piece of data. We've tested all different price points, man. 15,000, all different price points. Honestly, the testing was useless. They all worked. I shouldn't say useless, but all the price points worked. There was no like, this didn't work, that like, I'm way underpriced, but that's more of a mental thing on my end, because my dad was the first person to bring the dollar store concept to Connecticut. So I grew up as a cashier giving people a crap ton of value for like $1. So I am underpriced, probably due to some childhood trauma, but that's okay.
Sure,
No,
for sure.
no
The next
complaints.
one is, what niche are you going after?
What niche am I going after?
Yeah.
Coaches, agencies, people want course creators, anyone in the high ticket world.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And if you have questions, be sure to ask in the chat box and Akbar will answer them. The next question is, what did you find to be the best pitch with your SaaS? Meaning, what was your sales
Yeah.
geared towards? A
Yeah.
specific feature or a specific industry solution?
Yeah. Great question. That's a solid question. Again, right? It depends. Okay. That really depends on who your ideal avatar is, who your ideal client is. I mean, I'll tell you for me, but it doesn't really matter. It's really more about who's your avatar. For me, my people they're not tech people, man. They're creatives, they're entrepreneurs, they're visionaries. They don't care about the tech. They're not interested in it. They're not good at it. So if I'm like, dude, you're not gonna believe this. Like if you go to the GHL like chat Facebook group, I don't even know what half the stuff they're saying, to be honest with you. Oh my God, you can't believe, guys, it's finally out. You can now like press shift and F4 and there's no space in the border or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know. And everyone's like, yeah, yeah. And I'm like,
Weren't we at the mastermind like 2 weeks ago, and you got up and you spoke and you said, guys, I didn't know that this happened in software. And it was like something very basic. Was it like rebilling or
it was like
something?
an app, like a gray level app that everyone, like when I was telling like one of the CMO, he was literally, his jaw dropped to the floor. He's like, how do you not know about that
Or
app?
was it Lead Connector app?
Connector, yeah.
The phone?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So the thing is that it's just like, my client, I don't care about tech. My clients don't care about tech. So I'm not going to talk a lot about tech. What my people want is they want a system that works, that will generate clients. And so that's what I give them. And I made that mistake in the beginning. I talked a lot about the tech. Nobody didn't care at all about it. They just care about, hey man, what's this going to do? Is this going to make my life easier? Is this going to get me clients? Their number one pain point is clients. Is this going to get me clients? Yes, it is. They're not, the R2D2 of it all is not of any interest to them. So that's what I pitched is that this is the best way to get clients for you.
In the business, what was your biggest drawback in the business? I know there's been some personal, man, and I acknowledge you for persevering through those personal challenges in the business. Was there something that like, hey, this specific moment was essentially altering for the business?
Sorry, say that last sentence again.
Was there a scenario that you went through in the business itself that was life altering for the actual business itself, that changed the direction of the business?
I think that when my sister died, I kind of like took my eye off the business for a little bit. That caused some issues and some problems and I had to build some systems to take care of that. And I did. There's nothing more. One of the most important things in SaaS, I'll tell you this, is to bring on the right client. Because if you're good at selling, you can sell anything to anyone. But that doesn't mean that you should. With great power comes great responsibility. It's one of the best things you can do for your SaaS is to sell to the right people. We had a lady today. She was ready to buy. This is true stuff in today. Dude, she was not self-admittingly, she was not all there. She was ready to buy on the spot. And, she had some emotional issues. And I said, listen, and I told her, I said, I don't know if you're ready for this in your life right now. Here's my offer. Talk to your doctor. She was seeing a therapist. I was like, talk to your doctor, talk to your therapist, ask them if you're in the growth mode or you're in the recovery mode. Because if you're in recovery mode, like it's not going to happen right now. So in other words, you want to have your dream clients, only bring on dream clients. And I know some people might be like, well, dude, it's really hard because like, I really need the money, right? You're going to pay for it. You're going to suffer. Like if you're trying to make some quick money, you will suffer. The best thing to do is to build this beast brick by brick, get the ideal people who are going to stay with you. Dude, I've had nightmare clients. Your life sucks when you have nightmare clients, a nightmare significant other, and a nightmare team. I know because and your life's awesome when you have a great significant other, great team, and great clients. I've been on both sides of the spectrum.
What book/resource would you recommend to teach yourself not to give up too much info too soon? Keep them wanting to know more.
Dean, I don't believe, that's one thing I would recommend get out of your head. There's here's the universal rule. And I gave a TEDx talk about this. The more you give, the more you're going to get.
Well,
you don't
from
have
perspective of too much tech, like you're talking too much tech.
You talk about, how do you not talk so much about the tech? Well, again, right? It depends. If your client is the type who needs to hear all about the tech, well, then you have to tell them that. But if they're the type that doesn't need to hear all the tech, I mean, that's just going down to getting your presentation right. I found that slides was the easiest with visuals, screenshots and slides, and that way it's predictable. It's then you can give that to a salesperson. So less is definitely more. As far as a book, let me go back to your question. As far as a book or resource to teach you how to do less is more. Yeah, well, I'm going to give you kind of a unique answer, and it's really a book called Psycho Cybernetics. Am I saying that right? Yeah, Psycho Cybernetics is going to teach you how to understand your brain better. That's going to help you wire it so you're only giving what you want and nothing more, nothing less.
If you don't mind, I'm sorry, if you don't mind, I unmuted myself because I just want to make sure that you understand what I was getting at. Sometimes you're so excited, you just throw up. You just tell them everything there is. Now they don't know, they don't need to know anymore. You've told them everything basically. And this happens, I think, when you're young, when you're early in anything. I think that sometimes I tell too much because I'm not really looking for what is your pain point, what is your problem, let's solve that, and forget about all the goodies. So there's this thing that happens. It happens to me. I'm sure it happens to other people on the Zoom call where you throw up. You basically give all the information up, and now they feel overwhelmed as opposed to, I'm curious about more. How do you know when to put the brakes on? Like, I'm looking to be trained in that regard. So I'm looking for a resource, a person, how to pull back and how to know when to pull back. That's my.
Yeah. How many leads do you get roughly a week?
I'm very young in this. I do not have any clients, so it's getting.
So really, it's a sales conversation. I mean, I'm just going to talk this through. I followed when I was doing calls. I followed a sales script. I'm trying to think how to because this is really a sales conversation. I'll be honest with you, man. It's a little bit, it's a little problem I have too. Sometimes you get in that mood and you just talk to them. I'm by nature a verbose person. That's why I like to follow. So here's my sales structure. These days, it's honestly a lot more chill. So the sales structure, we get right into it. Hey, how'd you hear about me? I don't really do any small talk. Okay, why'd you book this call? Okay. What are you trying to build? Okay, what's your goal? What do you need to make that happen? And what I understand well is human psychology. And what I understand is that most people want done for you. Everybody, really, everybody wants done for you, and everybody wants easier, and everybody wants automation. So the first thing is confidence sells. And you had like my first webinar that crushed it. I had one testimony on it. And the testimony was a screenshot of my first client texting me. And the text said, "Hey, Akbar, I had a great time talking to you today." That was my testimony. That was my first ever testimony. So confidence sells. And you got to stick to the script. So the best thing to do is honestly follow a sales script. Andy, I don't know if you give them out. I have some too, but that's what I did, is just you follow the script, and because then the pitch is written out, and then everything is super predictable. It just becomes like clockwork. I learned that from Sam Ovens. I have to give credit to him, because he turned me into a sales machine. I mean, I was already, to be honest with you, naturally I'm good at sales, but he turned me into a sales machine by, just turning me into a robot. Like, don't think, just read the script. And so, we made 7 figures from that. So
So
that's what I would recommend.
So don't go off script, right? And then also try to ask mostly closed-end questions that you know the answers to. Because if it's open-ended, then it gets into a rabbit hole.
Oh man, and it's your job. You'll find you'll get some people who just love talking. It's your job to move them along. What I started doing, I'll give you guys a cool tip. I said, okay, I'm going to ask you a series of questions to see if you qualify, or to see if this is a fit. The only way this exercise works is if you answer each sentence in one, each question in one sentence. And it's because, like, if you let them, man, they'll just talk and talk and talk and talk. And the reality is, everything you need to know, you can get in one sentence per question. So, calls don't have to be super long. The call can be, if you're doing, the call can be 30 minutes or less, no doubt about it.
Dean,
Even 20 minutes.
if you're in the syndicate, inside of the Go SaaS Launch Syndicate, there's sales scripts here.
There you go.
Just go straight to the sales scripts inside of the membership portal.
Boom.
Okay. Well, that was very helpful. I appreciate it, Akbar. Andy, I am not there yet, where I'm not on your list yet. I'm just visiting your webinars because I don't have any income coming in from this yet. I have a full-time business that I spend about 60 hours a week working a brick and mortar business. I'm trying to escape. So
one direction I'll give you is, if you join the syndicate, it's $99, but we give you snapshots to training videos, my webinar templates, but we give you Q&A calls, sales scripts. That's what I was just sharing with you.
Okay.
But one of the things that you're gonna probably find valuable for people who are working a job trying to get out is these white label sales presentations. You just use my presentation and play the video to your audience, and then I sell your SaaS for you. So you get all of that for $99.
Excellent. All right.
Okay.
So I'll study to connect with you. Thank you. This was helpful.
Dakota's question, Mo's question is, do you charge an install or like a setup fee? Do you charge a setup fee, Akbar?
I don't know.
So it's $497 straight. Do you have plans where it's variations of the plan, like a higher level plan, or is
I
everyone
did.
$497?
I did have a lower tier where it's like you get. I had a 97, but I don't know. Nobody felt like selling it. Okay, so actually, I'll give you a cool answer. This is with all due respect to everybody, right? It comes back to intention. Why am I going to do a lower tier price? Because here's the reality. Who's my avatar? Entrepreneurs. If you, with all due respect, if you can't come up with $497 and get the best training in the industry, where people get results over year after year after year, you're not much of an entrepreneur. So you're probably not going to win in my program. So why am I going to take your $100? Like that's just a cash grab. Mind you guys, I'm coming from a place of, I used to be homeless. I sold my car to get my first mentor. So I'm not in the business of cash grab. That's the guru world. I'm a B2B guy. I'm not a biz op guy. If you never had any success in your life and you've been a Walmart greeter, all due respect, and you want to make money online, automated passive, shit's not real. That, you can buy that from somebody else. So I like to work with intelligent entrepreneurs, and that's a good filtration system for me. If you can't afford if you can't afford it, so if you can't afford that, then it's not a good fit.
I 100% agree with that. Well-G's question is, what are the most effective channels for acquiring your first 100 SaaS customers? Was it mostly from Facebook DMs? You can definitely get your first 100 from Facebook DMs, but was it mostly from Facebook DMs from your engaging post, Akbar?
Yeah, from what I recall, yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
And
I
the
think
next,
I think all of them are from there. Yeah.
a lot comes from Facebook. Dakota's question is, I think so many. Oh, this is a comment. I think so many people get into analysis paralysis and try to perfect their system before they launch. What advice would you give to someone that is just starting out in their SaaS journey?
Um, the internet's getting a little funky. I'm going to try closing my video. Is that better?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, I'm going to try putting my video back on. Is that still okay?
Just turn off your camera. It'd be best if you turn off your camera.
Okay, I'm going to turn off my camera. I think so many people get into analysis paralysis, try to perfect their system. Yeah. What advice would you give? Yeah, I mean, listen, I get caught in that too, man, because I'm an artist. I'm always trying to make it better and perfect it and add to it. And the key is and that's actually one of the reasons I launched with an event. Because the event was whatever, let's just say January 5th. I'm like, crap, I got to have everything set and ready to go because I got these people coming and launching. It's happening. Throughout my career, I like that stuff. I've launched courses that way. Giving yourself a deadline, I think, is really important. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do to kill your procrastination.
So like commit first. Commit to the date first.
Yeah.
Before trying to have all the details.
Yeah, totally. Because you'll get, dude, remember the original iPhone was a game changer. Compare the original iPhone to the iPhone 20. So get your original iPhone out there and then keep making it better.
I love it. I love it. Akbar, thank you so much for joining us on today's SaaS Mastery Workshop, my friend. It's such a pleasure to hear refreshing from a position of give more. And in today's training, Akbar literally broke down the system that he used to build his first 100 subscribers. Akbar, is there any lasting words that you want to share with the audience?
The best formula throughout my career is giving. You will never go broke by giving. The make more, give more movement is about giving more of yourself, making more of yourself to give more of yourself. It doesn't matter. Give your time. If you have money, give money. If you don't have time, you don't have money, give a smile. There's no excuse. Just keep giving whatever you can, and you will keep getting. That's my number one secret. I'm tech illiterate. I'm not a numbers guy. There's spelling and grammar errors all over my stuff. We run our business very much like, almost like, like you'd see the cartoon character run his business. We are the top 1% because my number one secret is you just don't stop giving, and I'll leave you with this thought. The traditional businessman, when business is slow and everybody has slow months, they'll do a promo. They'll do, they'll make another offer. They'll do a partnership. They'll reduce the price. They'll do this. They'll do this. I don't do any of that. You know what I do is I go build a well, or spend time with a sick person, or something like that, or help or feed a homeless person or something. And business always bounces back up. So that's my big secret. That's my big secret to success. It's not any Facebook ad hack. My God, I've just lost multiple six figures in paid ads. It's not any algorithm hack. It's just you keep giving and you can't lose.
Powerful, powerful. Be sure to follow Akbar on social media. I do. Be sure to follow him on social media. Akbar, once again, thank you so much, my friend, for giving us your time and giving us this knowledge. And everyone, we host this training once a month, every single month. So be sure to be on the lookout. Go to GoSaaSLaunch.com/workshop to go get access to the next one that's going to be hosted in June. Until then, I'll see you then. Bye for now, everyone. Bye for now.